Santoshji, so much. Thank you so much for coming to American Chutney and giving me your time.
Thank you so much for inviting me here.
Gee, thank
I'm
you.
very happy.
I am also happy to see you. Sorry to wake you up early in the morning, but looks like you are very fresh.
Yes, I am an early person. I wake up around 5:30 in weekdays, so by default I got get up around 6 o'clock in
Very
the
nice.
weekend as well.
Very nice. Very nice. So, first of all, I've already read a lot about you on everywhere, on LinkedIn and everywhere, and your videos. So, but my viewers do not know everything about you. But please tell us, where were you born and what was your childhood like, please?
Yes, definitely. That's a very interesting journey. I was born in a village in Uttar Pradesh, state of India,
Hmm.
and my childhood was pretty wild, very funful, uh, in like many ways. So in the villages, how we grown up, like everything is so like doing the farming, enjoying the wild childhood means going in the farm and like outside playing with the kids. Um, Education was not a very much more priority at that time.
Hmm.
Uh, so and my father was a Rajmistri,
Hmm.
a daily wage worker, and
Hmm.
my mother was a housewife, and also she was helping in the farming and animal husbandry kind of thing. So her way of generating some income was to grow the animals like goats, cow, buffalo, all those things. So I would love to talk more based on where you want to like focus on career
Sure,
or what
sure,
are the other journey you want to
sure, sure,
focus on.
sure. Thank you. So, you said the education was not the most important thing in your village growing up, right? But you went to BHU and then you got your PhD from CDRI, and not now you're a scientist. So obviously you have changed everything, all the preconceived notions about a village.
Yes, kind of. I was first in everything, means starting like from village in the family, first one to complete the high school, kind of first one to complete the bachelor in science, and someone going to a top university in India. And so everything was kind of us. So the major region or person who back up and was more focused on the study was my father and my mother.
Mm.
Both had somewhere regret. My father was not able to study because of some financial situation and support, so he always had some regret, like and also at the same time he was much more motivated that I will make sure my kids study. And the same was with my mom. So my mom was a later she joined the Anganwadi, which is here in the United States equivalent to kind of the preschool setup.
Mm.
So she was a helper in the Anganwadi, and she also had this regret, like why I did not study well. Otherwise, I could have the teacher, principal of this
Mm.
school.
Right.
So she also had this motivation to make sure all of my brother and sister they study well. So they tried it well. So that is how they pushed me for the tuition, doing every day they were like focus on study, like encouraging to study. So this is how I got my high school. And kind of say like that time at least 35 of kids from my village we gave the high school exam.
Mhm.
Only of two of them
Mm.
got to the like next level, and everyone failed, kind of they did not get the passing mark.
Mm.
So this is how my journey started, and then from there I was much more motivated to uh, do little more and about the study.
Mhm.
And the one turning point I had, so in my village and especially in the UP rural areas, village area, at that time in 2000 era, so the major job was to going on army, joining army, air force, and we have the courage to join the army and serve the country. So one thing was like, okay, do the high school, go to the army, and then so I was short in height, so I tried Navy and Air Force. In the Navy, also I got little 1 inch or less than 1 inch short, and then I
Mm.
got rejected. I was almost selected. Then I was like, okay, what is the next point? Now I
Mm.
am out of that race. So from there, kind of I was like focus on and thought to do the study and join the civil services. As you know, as a we mostly follow the society,
Right.
and if no one is guiding you
Mm-hmm.
what is the best, what is the future career, or something a career which will be in demand, no one was there to guide. So then you follow the society. So in the
Mm-hmm.
UP, another thing is doing the law, civil services, all those things. So after the um, 12, what we call is senior high school in the USA.
Mm-hmm.
So I mm, applied for the bachelor in art in Allahabad University. At that time, that was one of the best place to do the civil services.
Mm.
And at the last moment, my father suggested what will happen if you do not get selected, because
Mm.
also if you don't have the family backup.
What year was this? 2000?
uh it was 2000, yes.
Okay. Okay.
So then he said, "Why don't you do the science? If you get not you get any government job or any proper job, at least you will have option to become a teacher or also become a private tuition teacher. At least somehow you can generate some money to survive."
Right. Right. Right.
So at last moment,
Mm-hmm.
he said, and also that was kind of like good decision. Then I canceled that plan and joined a bachelor in science, what we call BSc there, in my district. There was a small college, so I joined there.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how my journey started. And there, when I went, the surprising thing, when you go from a remote village where local language is totally different, not a medium of education. So that was Bhojpuri.
Mm-hmm.
So we only speak but never write and read. We all do in the Hindi. And then
Mm-hmm.
suddenly in the BSc, we got the English.
Oh, okay.
So when I first went there, I thought they are going to teach me in Hindi,
Mm-hmm.
and they were doing 100% in English
Mm-hmm.
medium, speaking, writing, everything. And I said, no, I cannot survive here.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I said to my father, my plan is to just leave, and I cannot do it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I will do something else.
Mm-hmm.
But this is, I
This is too
cannot do
much.
it.
This is too
Yeah.
much.
So then my father said, okay, he was, I can say he was one of the most encouraging person. He was less educated in terms of degree and all those things. He just passed the, I think, eighth grade.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of vision and education, how to guide the kids, he was like much more well educated. So he encourages me and said, all other university farms and deadlines is already gone, so you have to wait for 1 more year. So why don't you try 1 more year in the BSc and see what is happening. If
Mm-hmm.
you pass or get a good mark, that's fine. If you
Mm-hmm.
fail, I will take all the financial risks.
Wow.
So I said, that's a good thing, and what's much more relaxing for me. Then
So
I
he,
put
he
my
was he
100.
was he was taking the pressure from you.
Yes. So because one of the pressure was on me, like we were like five brother and sister, um, and mom and dad and my grandfather. So he was earning at that time about maybe 2,500 rupees. So the reason was like he was putting almost half of the money on my education,
My
and
goodness.
half of the money people were surviving. So I had also a pressure.
Yeah.
What if I am failing and wasting the money for the whole year?
Right.
So that was a pressure on me too.
So you're
So he
feeling
said,
you're
okay.
feeling you're feeling bad. What if I failed and my father has wasted all his money on me, right?
Yes, yes, that was also on my side. So he took, says, don't worry about anything. I will take all those risks. You just give your effort. And that is what I did, and put my 100%. I left my home at that time. College was just about 15 kilometer, which is just equivalent to 10 mile. Now I 10 mile I run it.
Right, right.
uh, but at that time I decided not to live in the village because there was no such environment to do the well education and focus on the study. So I left house and started living with a friend and in the shared room, and I put my 100%. I was very like cricket person, outdoor person, going in the wild farms, playing all those things, but I left everything and put 100%. And out of 300, I would like to say I was one of those top 20 students, top 15 students who did really well. um, and from there I got confidence, and then second year, third year, everything performed well, and this is how I end up in the BHU.
So you were the Sachin Tendulkar of your village.
Kind of, yeah, definitely.
Yes, yeah.
Not a Sachin Tendulkar, but yeah,
Right.
definitely I was a opener, ballebaz,
Opener
and
batsman, right?
very good keeper.
Because
And we
Santosh,
used to play, and at least high school and in means the senior high school was.
right.
I wasted a lot of time in cricket and less focus on the study. Uh,
No, what I mean
but
is like Sachin Tendulkar. What I mean, not literally, but also figuratively. Like you, like you did everything beyond anyone's imagination.
Yes, yes, definitely, definitely. No one, as I said, in in village, there were many people who were the master and bachelor. Not the master, mostly the bachelor, but they were like from the art side, and I can say they were just the degree. So no one has done any science bachelor, or in my family, no one ever done, like including my uncle and relative, no one done the high school. So I was kind of like first one to complete all those landmarks. So
Well, thank you. So, I mean, most in India, in Indian society, most parents want their kids to study and do well, get first class marks and get good jobs. But not all children are able to do so. But you did it, and your parents must be really, really proud of you.
yes, they were proud. I was equally proud of my parents as well. And at that time, I was not realizing, but when came from like top universities to up to USA and studying a lot about how to motivate a team, how to become a leader, all those things. Then when I think how my father helped me, like as you said, he took the pressure, and he the way he is encourages me. So all those small stuff made me perform really really well. So I can say both of my mom and dad, they were like really focused and every day. It also in terms of like doing the work, like in villages, you studying does not mean you cannot do the housework like
Right.
farming. If you have like almost 10 animals, you have to take care of those animals. If something is happening, you have to full support in the housework, and there like so much housework. If you are uh, farmer and also a daily wage worker and everyone, there is not much basic need, you have to fight for everything. So you also need to do a lot of work. But my father and mother both were like, okay, if you are studying, leave all those work on us.
Oh, wow.
The Yeah, so the way they supported in a small thing, it uh the whole, I think I can say it was not my whole effort, but it was a great family team effort which made me here. And this is how then later I use those my earnings and my knowledge and his skills, so I gain it to support my brother, and the way push all the family to lift up.
What a remarkable story. I'm so
Thank you so much.
inspired, so inspiring, and also, hats off to you, sir, because your story is really, really an Indian story. Most people who go to IIT and come to America and teach, they've also had a better backing in India.
Yes, a lot of people.
Like they also, the parents are already rich. They already send them to good schools. Everything is already laid out for them. For you, you had to start from zero.
Yes, for everything. Yes,
Right,
almost.
right. And now you were, like you said, you were short and you couldn't go into army because you were short. Your height was not enough. But now you have raised your height by like several feet by getting a PhD and becoming a scientist. So height is not. about how tall you are, how big your personality is, right?
Yes, your life goal, career goal, vision, and
Yeah,
all those things is much more
which
important.
much more important. Yes.
And also that is how I'll always feel proud, and also sometimes give lesson to the people.
Mhm.
Sometimes around us there are so many people on the same level, same position, similar
Hmm.
salary, but if you go back and see their journey where they started, is
Right.
so remarkable and so different.
Very good. Thank you. Now I want to talk a little bit about. You've already told me about your Indian life. Now, your journey started in America in 2010, 11, when?
So 2012.
12. Okay. And how has it been? Was it difficult in the beginning? Because obviously you are doing very well now. So, did you have any problems adjusting to this new? Because you had a problem adjusting in BSc in Allahabad, and this is a whole different world, right? Please tell us a little bit about.
Yeah, so uh, not BSc I did in Gazipur. Yeah, so definitely when I compare my journey, this is very complex and very interesting question we all face here in the America. But my feeling and is totally different. So my kind of getting out of my village and going into the same district, a
Mhm.
smaller city which is just 15 kilometer from my village and
Right.
home, which was quite very different. And then from there I went to the Banaras Hindu University in Varanasi,
Hmm.
and there all I met up with all kind of different students, and from the whole part of the India and also from the abroad. That was totally a different world where and different struggle to survive in that environment.
Right.
uh, so, and from there, I went to do the job in Chandigarh in the pharmaceutical industry. So that was another level of the cultural change. If you see Chandigarh at that time, 2000 versus Varanasi, the cultural changes, the fashion,
Mhm.
speech, the way people live it,
Mhm.
type of society, it was totally different for me.
Right.
So if I compare going from Varanasi to Chandigarh and
Mhm.
coming from India to America, even going from Varanasi to Chandigarh was much more a cultural change and shocking to me than coming out of India to USA.
So you're talking about from your village to Banaras Hindu University, and from Banaras Hindu University to John Hopkins University. A big
No,
leap. No.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So kind of same, yeah.
Okay. So tell me, like, what was, are you, were you better prepared to come to John Hopkins than you were from your village to BHU? Which was more shocking?
uh, for the United States, it was not shocking,
Okay.
first of all. And the reason to come United States was another thing. So, in my whole journey, the only thing which motivated me to move forward and explore any area in any region, I would like to go back to tell a very small story of my father and
Please.
how that story impacted my family and why my mom always encourages me to leave the house.
Wow. Tell us,
So,
please.
my grandmother, whenever my father went out of the village for some job means the daily wage job. So
Mhm.
also in that time, the daily wage worker job was not enough in the village. So they had, at that time, my father had to go to a city and work there. So if my father was going out of the village for some city and staying there for a month, my grandmother used to worship her own goddess and trying to say like, okay, bring my kid back to house, and I
Mhm.
do not want him to go. And because of that reason, this was just a belief, it was not working, but also my grandmother was always forcing my father not to leave the house. So, because of that, my father had so many other opportunities and he missed it. And he was fully involved in the family. And also, long time back in 1970s, my grandfather had some issues, so he stopped working. So, whole responsibility was on my father, and he was not able to leave the family. So, my mother always told like all those story, like, hey, this is happened in the past, this is happened in the past. So
Mm-hmm.
I think we should learn from the mistake, and you should focus on study and don't worry about the house. I will take care of the family, farming, everything. You just focus on the family. We have to go. We have to get out of this financial situation and all those things. So we need to study and uh, grow up. So my mother always tell all those stories. So I always said, okay, to solve my problem, so to be at certain level, to get the education, to get the good salary, to support my family, I had to fight and get uh, and move on the next level. It doesn't matter in my village or next level. So this is how I started doing it. So my family was one of the biggest motivation for me to achieve any goal in life. So this is how, like, going and to BHU was another struggle, then Chandigarh, and then I did my PhD in Lucknow. And then at that time, it was unbelievable to say that even a PhD at that time, 9 months I was without fellowship. The
Mm-hmm.
reason was uh, my thesis was in the submitted in the university, and the university
Mm-hmm.
professor, they a lot of time
Mm-hmm.
they don't care about the student's career.
Right.
Two professors were fighting for the position, and because of that they hold all the PhD degree review. So
Mm-hmm.
at that time, all the PhD students who submitted the thesis for 9 months, they were without degree
That's
and without fellowship.
right.
And I was not getting a job in India. And
Mm.
I never wanted,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I never wanted to come out of my country. So I
Oh.
said, I'm not getting job here. I
Mm-hmm.
got degree after 9 months without fellowship. My wife, who was my girlfriend at that time, she
Mm-hmm.
supported me financially.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided, if I'm not getting a job here, then if a lot of people are going abroad. Why not me? So
Mm-hmm.
then at last moment I started applying outside the country, and
Mm-hmm.
then I got multiple positions from the
Mm-hmm.
Norway, from the UK, from the USA.
Mm-hmm.
And so choosing USA was another reason. My health was not good at that time. Now I'm
Oh.
very fine, but
Okay. Okay.
during the PhD and when I was about to come here, my
Okay.
health was not good. So
Okay.
there was some unknown problem.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to come to John Hopkins because John Hopkins School of Medicine is good. If
Right.
I'm working for them, if
Mm-hmm.
something happened to me, they will
Mm-hmm.
support me. So
Right.
this is how I came here. So kind of not well prepared, but yes, I was looking to solve some problem, and
Mm-hmm.
if some opportunity is coming, I was never hesitant to go
Right.
forward. So even come to the United States. At that time, I did not have the money to buy the ticket. So
Right. Right.
my professor who gave 50,000 rupees, some of my
Mm-hmm.
relative who give some
Right.
money, and
Right.
here the professor at John Hopkins, I just came. So
Mm-hmm.
she arranges a 1 month accommodation for me,
Wow.
and one of my close friend who came before.
Mm-hmm.
So during the PhD, I helped him in his research. So he become my close friend. So he was here. So he picked me from the airport. So kind of not very well prepared, but I also was not shocking because I know I am going to a different country, different world.
But I think
And
your mother's whole idea of like, if you want to grow up, if you want to do well in life, leave the house. So
yes,
that
yeah,
idea, that thought prepared you to and kept you from not being scared of taking the next step and grabbing the
yes.
opportunity with both hands, no matter where it comes from, right?
Yeah, and that attitude also helped me now.
Mm-hmm.
If you're changing a career from
Mm-hmm.
a different background to other background, or if you are coming, you have talked with lived with mostly Indian people, and suddenly you got a team of 3, 4 people who are from different world part of the world. So everything is different in the career, life, everything. So that attitude always helped me to adapt a new environment for
Right,
me.
right. So you're more open-minded now, right?
Yeah.
Very open-minded. Starting the Ramesh who was growing up in his village to Ramesh now as a scientist is a whole different person mentally,
Yes,
right?
very different person.
Very different person. And you are also inspiring a lot of people, I think, with your work and your great insight. So you're doing well right now, right? You have you become an American citizen now?
No, I have green card,
Okay.
and um, maybe in future I will
A few.
apply for the American citizenship. But
Okay.
right now I am just permanent resident here.
Very good. And now that you are well settled in your career, in your home, you have family, wife, two kids. Do you sometimes wish you can go back to your village life and live like the old Ramesh?
So this is the very hard question and very deep question you asked me,
Right.
and my view might be totally different from the other people. Let's talk 5 minutes on this.
Sure,
So
please.
definitely, always I wish to go back to my country, always, because as I said, family was my biggest motivation. But at the same time, I am away from my whole family. My kids and wife is here, but still, I consider all of my brother and sister, their kids, and also I am so much attached to the village and community. So I am away from that. So that always give me a big question. A lot of time I feel like what I'm doing it. Uh, but the things I have done in my family, somehow the jobs and career and here in America have supported well. So the amount of work I have done in my village with my family members and my sisters, everyone, I could have not done it while getting a normal assistant professor job in India. Completely, I could have not done all those things. So definitely, my heart is always there, but also, uh, you, as we know, the whole world runs on money and a lot of other things. So you have to be financially independent to serve your family, friends, and your father, brother, everyone. So in that way, I find out America supported me well. So my heart is always there, and a lot of time I wish I want to go to back to India. I don't know what will happen, but in current scenario, I have invested a lot of money and property and all those things, and I have a wish. I will go back after the retirement. I don't know, but after 15 years, the way the whole world is moving with this so fast pace, the whole thing become global, and all this commute, longer commute will become shorter, so you
Right.
can go anywhere.
Already you can
So
talk with, on video chats with your family in every day, right? In India.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
I talked with the video chat, and also in the past 7 years, I was almost going every year, 1 month in India, and once we got the kids. So also after the kids, we have made a family policy like every second year minimum. If the financial situation allow well, you go every year. If not, every second year we must go with all the family.
Right.
And alternate years, my father will visit me here in the summer.
So you keeping
So
the keeping even though you're so 10,000 miles away from your family, Santosh, you are still maintaining the ties well.
yes, definitely. And not just family wise, I also support most of my relative through financially, through video test, and talk with them to encourage for the study. If someone is getting the business issue, like my sister is doing, has a very good beauty parlor, multiple beauty parlor in a city, and she's like kind of top beautician there. So if she need any business help, how to get the customer from the Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, okay, how to target the audience, or what I should do next, I'm getting this problem, can you help me? So all those analytics and supports I also provide it from here.
Very nice.
uh, Even my mom, brothers, kids, like what we call mama, their kids are also have little not good situation right now. So I push them to study, and I support them and put them in big good cities to get better education. So not just talking with the family and family time, but also kind of financial education and business side. I spend a lot of time with them,
Okay.
supporting them,
Oh,
and I
thank
feel
you
proud of that. And at least I can say I like it.
very much. Well, Santoshi, thank you so much for your time. I really enjoyed listening to your story, and thank you.
Thank you so much for inviting here, and it's great pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.